Who's running?
Hey, Margaritaville, right?
Sands Margaritaville.
Chain, watching the sun wasted away again in Mar. I stayed here all season, searching for my lost share.
American Idol.
Thought of the day is
Recently, I was asked by a funeral director to play at a gravesite service for a. I went to the side of the grave, looked down, and the vault lid was already in place. Hung low, my heart was full. As I opened the door to the car, I'm going to transfer my membership here to the Livermore Club in Dublin.
Classification, adult education, Mr. Larry Burdick.
Kansas is a student teller.
Pierce from Reading. Let's see. No? Javier, any guests at your table?
I'm going to introduce to you again, Steve McGann.
Madness, student. We've all lost track.
You said you're going to turn it around next year, bud.
Make it in.
Okay, and you're in the lead. The only thing is, Matt is on your tail, and he's got Florida.
Dolph Hayes Mansion in San Jose, which is kind of an unusual place.
Honey, cinnamon, oatmeal, and cranberry.
Hey!
This is April 20th. The profile in Club Runner, because it says Kabira Hartwig. Come on, Kabira. That's 36.
Too young.
Happy anniversary to the rest. I know you know that. $1 million corpus, we give 5 to 7% a year. Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Fred. Yeah. Then we have a social at Wolfgate. So those are always fun.
So whatever.
You have a sick, and Andy, I'd like to welcome Andy.
At that meeting, we threw in $100 to the pot for a sissy. And I'll let him, that was fun. I want to thank you for this. You know, our farmers are doing a fantastic job, and it's really 100 pumps now in country. So we're community service.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of books. And it's like,
Rosemary and I talked a little bit last night about distributing those and,
I don't know who it was.
all right, well, that's good. You were
Oh,
up to
yeah,
7.
this guy right here did their.
Oh, as part of a subgroup of the community service. We just looked at that in more detail in an upcoming meeting. So, literacy, senior services.
Blanks left next to the names.
Yeah.
Contribute some, appreciate it.
So as Grant was saying, on your table is, and I have the donation form with my information as the Rotarian already filled out. So I would suggest, and I have this letter in case you have to go to corporate
So like
with it.
certificates?
I'll do it while I'm eating dinner and come
Okay.
back and double check it with you.
Great.
At the end to make sure it looks.
So here's what I want everyone to do, just for a minute, this won't even take 30 seconds. Think of what of those might tweak the interest or be a heart thing.
One reminder, only 4 more.
So pass that around, if there's anything you can contribute on this, just put right.
Charles, have you been able to track down that barbecue yet? Right now?
I haven't contacted Robin, but that won't be a problem.
The other announcement I have coming up on April from 6 to about 9:30, 10. So for those who aren't familiar with the Best of the Best students coming in and out, that they continue to win. This year we start a campaign called Campuses of the Prereqs, so they can move on to the 4 years. Need more information, give me a holler.
A lot of the proceeds from our bocce tournament is going to go towards that.
Yes, about that. But Memorial Day weekend, there's going to be a huge festival at school, teacher dress codes. And interestingly, the female teacher hit the floor, hit the ground.
Isn't that about donations and things? I got roped into getting wine and alcohol, and but it actually is Greg Robles, our Granada High School graduates, and the.
Thank you, Rosemary. Yeah, good job with those grants.
Anybody else?
No pressure. But Steve's with the city of Livermore, he's in charge of the Acton Online, so.
What they doing? I've lived in Livermore now for about 18 years. Well, both my daughter and my son building an Amazon distribution. So I thought I'd spend a few minutes talking. So very quickly, again, Charles talked a little bit about sort of organizationally how we're structured, and I think most of you know John Pomador, Jason Alcala was appointed the engineering division, which regulates and builds all public, develops options for the council to consider, not only in terms of long-term. So I want to spend just a few minutes talking about some of Danica's Cafe. Added into that, opened up right by the Bankhead Theater. If you're looking at the Bankhead Theater in the plaza, it's off to the right. It's behind Pachi's. Yeah. Buffalo Wild Wings, they recently opened. Posada Restaurant development where Real Works is, being built in all of Northern California. And since the end of November, Toyota, Chrysler, Chevrolet, very well respected, has been around since the early 70s. I forgot where the fourth one is. Livermore will be their fifth construction. By Trader Joe's. There's a number of those around. There's one in Dublin. That mall is about 540,000. Comes around. It'll be the same even in February. February is traditionally a slow month for these types of retail outlets, and they still keep breaking out sales. That expansion is going to wipe out all that temporary parking that's currently to the east of the mall. So it's very difficult to park a facility like this to accommodate business. So along with the mall expansion, there's those restaurant pads will probably be occupied by some of the more traditional construction lasting a little bit less than a year, and then that should be finished sometime. But as the volume increases on that road, it'll go to 2 lanes. They're selling this property, and they have 100 seats. It's a big church. And that'll be in this area. Gib's going to focus in right here. So we've got Signature is wrapping up their railroad station project, the townhouses on Railroad Avenue with that area. That's sort of right at the corner of Patterson Pass and Mines Road. Taylor Morrison is also building, before the downturn, in First Street and then some nice town street. Dennis, why don't you and I talk afterwards? You can tell me what your commute route is and what time. Just north of the laboratories, there's with the ACE. And there will be and they're working on some of the technical stuff on the townhouse project. In that, the DoubleTree, right behind the DoubleTree, in that area. And they're going through some. Taylor Morrison is building about 120.
When do I get my check?
First, how many homes are they going to build? How many?
I think you've been reading about Bart to Livermore forever. Bart allocates about $400 million directly to this project. And this project, depending on it's undersized demolition and rebuild. We'll probably start on construction probably December of this year. Out there, if you guys have ever been to it, we have some options on the old library building. The council has asked staff to look at that building and see if there's an opportunity. Some of the things that we've been doing over the past couple to promote and create an area that is fertile in the downtown, in the chamber, and a number of other organizations. So again, where we typically originate from some of the employees. And I mentioned a little while, the rest of the revenue comes from a variety of sources. So the sales tax really does help.
Who's number one? Sales tax.
More roughly.
Heard about with Major League Baseball, they're having problems moving into, the A's moving in tight into downtown.
Right.
And with that,
We're done with this meeting.
I hope learning study, and part of that parking study is to determine what the parking needs will be in the downtown on the Livermore Village side. The other thing that we're doing is we determine what the parking needs are. We're finding that it will be a report that will be going to the council May, probably. We're going to be tearing those down probably